Hi, Scorpio. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor. This is your reading for this week, September 27th, beginning today, maybe beginning tomorrow. Could decide. Trying to get them all up today, but in a relaxed manner. I'm going to eat pineapple between readings. A pineapple. And these are so well shuffled. Okay, let's see. I do a 3-card reading. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right. 1, 2, 3. Somebody else got the Queen of Pentacles. Well, I think 2 other people got the Queen of Pentacles this week. The big news in the reading really is the Wheel of Fortune. This is the big news. The big news is your luck's about to change. That's the big news. You know, it is time for the karma to like switch around. It's kind of like you're playing Wheel of Fortune on TV. I think that show, they can fill in the whole thing. I'm so good at crosswords and stuff, but that show, they can fill in the whole thing. There are 40 letters and there's one missing and I have no idea what it is. That makes sense to me. But you know how some people, every time they land on a really big one, and then some people, it's like bankrupt, bankrupt, bankrupt. Well, pretend that you're watching the show and the one who kept on hitting bankrupt or lose a turn starts getting all the big money. You know, they say, I'll take an L, Pat and Vanna, and they're at 7 L's and they're worth $7,000 each or something. So, what I really want to say is there might have been something that you put a lot of, there might be something in the works or something that you just began or something that's about to begin or has just begun that you might have put a lot of emphasis and a lot of, what do you call it? You know, feeling into and excitement. And it might not turn out the way it was that you foresaw it turning out. And so it could be the thing that you need to be, okay, what I really want to get to is rejection is God's protection. Like sometimes, like, you know, you apply for a job, it's like, I really want this job, I really want this job, and then you don't get it, and you're like so dejected. And because you went on that interview, they want you for something else, or because you took that action and said to the universe, I'm willing to do this, something else or something better comes along. Or sometimes, you know, you ask somebody out, say, and they say no, and you're like, oh, you know, I'm no good, and then someone else asks you out. Like, oh. But I feel like it's almost like everything is right with the world. I don't think I've ever used that expression in the tarot reading before. It's almost like everything works out exactly the way it's supposed to. And, you know, sometimes in order to get back on the right road, you have to make like a, you know how like when you're on the highway and it's like all of a sudden you're going north, you're supposed to be going south or whatever, and then you have to go around that big thing, it's like you can feel your hair growing. And then you're back on there. But sometimes that's part of the journey, and maybe, let's say if you're in a traffic circle, which are so strange, but let's say you're in a traffic circle and you happen to see some really cool store, that's on the circle, or you happen to get an idea as you're turning. Like everything happens exactly the way it's supposed to happen for a reason. I'm not saying something disappointing. What I'm definitely saying is that something is about to change. Something's about to change, and it's as if your fortune and your destiny and it's like your soul is like coming through. See, because this card is a little bit odd. This card is a little bit odd. This is about winning at all costs, right? So he did win. But who were his allies are now his foes. So, there might be people you have to, that you leave behind, or you might be one of the, you might be in a position where you were like the guy who helped the guy out. And it didn't really amount to anything, but you learned something along the way. I think it's very important to be patient with yourself in the midst of this change. I feel like there's going to be a big change, and I'm not really sure what that is. It could be financially, but it could also be, sometimes you get a revelation, and it's like you get one new piece of information or one new feeling, or something happens by coincidence, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I see the whole thing really clearly. Oh, now I see it clearly. Now I kind of got the whole, like I got the download. Like, oh, that's why I went down like that. That's why that person, said something. That's what it's like. It's almost like, it's like a statistician or something. It's like, until you have all the information, until you have, or the valid information or the pertinent information. So I feel like this pertinent information that's going to come through, that'll change everything. And that's exciting. That's exciting. That's very exciting. I think it's exciting. And it could actually be something that involves your finances, your security. And I feel like it's going to be for your benefit, and there might be a little, I don't know, hiccup, or a little, it's kind of like you're on the road and somebody like skims against your car. It's like, oh, nothing happened. And it was like their skim made you aware of where you are on the road and to drive in maybe a more careful manner, or there was some information there that was valuable. It's like, oh, I better, let's say you're driving, and I don't know how to drive, so this is not maybe my best metaphor. You know how you have to have the side view mirror pumped out. Maybe it wasn't out, and now you're aware that it wasn't out. It's like, oh, I better fix that, sort of thing. So I feel like something could come out of like left field, so to speak, that will help you. You know, it might feel like, oh, but it might actually kind of make everything clear. That's what it feels like. But things are definitely changing. And I feel like they're changing for your benefit. I really do. So, I mean, look, Scorpio season's coming. And so maybe this is the beginning, the inkling of something new switching around for you. And, you know, the only thing that's constant is change. So, you know, who's better at changing and at transforming Scorpio? Nobody. They don't even understand it. So, you know, keep an eye out and enjoy and have a lovely week. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to, if you want a one-on-one, comment, share, like, subscribe, press the bell. Blah, 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 blah. Should go into marketing. Okay. Have a good week. Thank you, Scorpio.